These videos are brought to you through the donations of people that are enjoying them. So if you do enjoy them and you want to support this, then go to my website, lissaslight.com, and donate. Thank you. The topic for tonight is, what is being present really? But before we do that, I'm going to talk us into a expanded state, into the boundless state of consciousness, which is our true identity. So we're going to peel away all the layers of identity, and then we'll meditate for a little while, and then I'll do the teaching on being present. So, of course, right now, this is the teaching on being present, is begin letting go. Begin letting go of everything. Noticing your thoughts, let them flow through. They're fine. You're just not paying attention to them. You see them, you might be aware of them. You're so not interested in them. They're just showing up in what you are. And then there might be emotions, and they're fine too. You don't have to pay any attention to them. They can just flow through also, like a stream. And there may even be physical sensations. And you don't grab those either. The form that you are is boundless. It really has no form, it has no shape. That's really what you are. Letting go of every belief that you have, who you are, what you have accomplished, what your careers have been or not been, or what you haven't accomplished, if that becomes part of your identity. Holding on to nothing, letting go of the childhood story, what you went through, what your mother was like, what your father was like, what traumas you had, gone, just gone. You have no story, no story, no shape, no form. There are thoughts flowing through, emotions flowing through, a boundless sense of body, if there is any sense of body. You are completely naked. Even before being born, so naked you haven't even come into form yet. And in this place of expanded, boundless consciousness, expanded, boundless consciousness, that you are conscious is what you are. All that I mentioned, the thoughts, the emotions, the formless body, the identities, the history, even gender gone, age gone, all of that gone, so that you are empty, open, free. And in this expanded state, in this boundless place, we will sit and be for a little while. Let your eyes open. Okay. So I'm going to talk for a little bit about what is being present really? And maybe we'll go get a deeper taste of being consciousness tonight. So, being present, there's a lot of talk about it. It's been a lot of talk about it, probably ever since Eckhart Tolle wrote The Power of Now. Lot of talk about it, mindfulness workshops and methods, different kinds of mindfulness methods, and and descriptions of what it's like to be present. What people often come away with, and I know this from myself actually, and I know it from working with people when they come to me, and I actually have a friend that so many years ago when we were talking about being present and awakening and all that, she came to me one day and said, I was awake all night. I didn't sleep at all. And she actually thought what we were talking about is not sleeping at night. That's what it meant to be awake for a long time. So, I mean, I've just heard so many variations on misunderstandings. So, and the main one around being present is that you are, all, and it can, this is a piece, this is a small piece, but that we are kind of alert and aware in all of our activities. So that I'm eating dinner and I know that I can taste the food. I'm chewing the food. Now I'm swallowing the food, and now I have my tea, and I'm sipping my tea, and I can taste the water, and I put my cup down, and then I'm walking, and I'm one step, one step, another step. I'm walking. I know I'm walking. Oh my God, I missed a few steps. Okay, now I'm back. I'm walking. I'm walking. I'm walking. And I'm present. um and that is like the very tip of the iceberg, just the slight tip of it, that you're not like drifting off into stories in your mind. While you're doing something, you're actually somewhere else thinking about this, or you're somewhere else thinking about that, that you can actually focus your attention and be present. Step one, very, very basic step one. And it also, that little step um, gets people confused when they actually are in a more awakened state and they're not aware of all the little details that are going on around them. So it's, if you hold on to needing to know about these details, you're going to miss the biggest thing of all. So, but first, and some of you are nodding, so you know where this is going, but we'll do it anyway. So um so that's the start, and then there's a shift. If you're, and the shift can happen without anybody telling you, but if you don't have a context for it, you're going to miss it. The first shift is witnessing, observing. Like there's a step back. Well, oh, and there's like, I am conscious of these activities. I'm conscious that I'm eating. I'm conscious that I'm reading. I'm conscious that I'm walking, but I'm bigger than it. These things are occurring within me. And anything that is occurring within us is not us, because we are aware of the things that are occurring. We aren't them. So some of us learn this first, and I think I learned it this way first, was when I would have thoughts arise or I would have emotions arise, and I could document, I could tell you, now I am feeling sad. I became aware that sad was arising inside of me, and the me had to be bigger than sad. If I can say that I know that I am feeling something, that I know that I am feeling sad, the knower is not the sad. The knower is not sad, is noticing sadness. Yes? Okay. All right. So that's the first shift is like, oh, wow. And it can feel a little detached, like I'm watching all this. It can even feel, for some people, it might feel like because now they're detached, it might feel like they're a little cold. They're not as caring or warm as they used to be. Like, oh, I'm like, I'm detached. I don't care. I'm witnessing all this stuff going on and there's a detachment. And that can feel uncomfortable. It doesn't happen for everybody, but that can feel and make you question, is this okay that I'm not so engaged? Because what we're used to before this shift into witnessing is that we are tossed, thrown around by our emotions. Tossed here, tossed there. I'm feeling sad. Now I'm angry. Now I'm afraid. And there's these thoughts, and then those thoughts, and these bother me. And oh my God, and we're like tossed around, and we're like crying, or we go home and we cry. Maybe we don't cry in front of people, but maybe we do. I don't know. But we're just tossed by these emotions, and then all of a sudden we're like, huh, sad is coming up. That's interesting. Oh, now it's gone. Ah, now there's some fear. Wonder what that's about. Now that's gone. And so there's like this kind of background that, where we've backed away. So that's a step. That's a very, very important step. It gives us some freedom from the thoughts and emotions that keep appearing within us. They keep appearing within us. They never stop. I mean, they're never going to stop. So if your goal is, I'm going to do this so that I won't have thoughts and I won't have emotions, forget it. You're always going to have thoughts and emotions, but they may just like roll through, and you might not grab them and like, oh, this one, I'm going to grab onto this one and travel along with it. So you might not do that anyway. Okay, so we have the witness. Now, suddenly, or not so suddenly, maybe, after years, after many, many years of witnessing all this, something begins to occur to you. This has been going on all along, but something begins to occur to you. What occurs to you is, I know about the witness. Huh. I am aware of the witness. And I learned this amazing lesson when I began witnessing or observing that everything that was inside the witnessing was not me, that I was the observer, and all these things were happening in me. Now, with this next shift, boom, huh, something knows about the witness. There's an expanded consciousness, there's boundless awareness that knows that there's a witnesser going on here. There's a backdrop. The witnessing is happening inside an environment, inside something. Now I'm being vague about it because it's nameless. It is conscious though, and all, including the witness, everything is appearing and arising within this backdrop. including Lissa. Lissa is appearing in consciousness. That takes a little bit. That takes a little while to see that. But what you can get tonight is that as you're witnessing, like, just do that. Just do it. Let's do it. I mean, just like, here you are, you're looking at your computers, you're observing, you're aware of all that, you hear the words, you're hearing that, and you're aware of these shapes and forms on your computer, and there is awareness of it. So you know that you are the thing seeing. Let's use another word. You're the thing seeing. You're not the stuff that is being seen is appearing in you. Yes? So you're witnessing, you're seeing these things that are showing up here. My words are you're aware of the words, you're hearing the words, you're not the words. And that may be the most obvious way to get it, that you are sitting there listening, hearing, and you're hearing words. The words are coming and going. They could easily be your own, and they would be still coming and going. And so there's a witness. Now, notice, be with this observer or witness for a moment. How do you know that you're witnessing? Something knows it, doesn't it? Something knows that you are observing. That thing, that boundless, spacious, formless thing is you. That one observing is known by something. Something knows about it. So being present is knowing and living as the boundless one. Now, what does that imply? Even if you're not quite getting it right this second, what that implies is that there is one consciousness. There aren't 50 billion or whatever trillion little tiny consciousnesses. There are all these individuals, but they're all appearing in awareness or consciousness. And we are all sharing that. We're all the same. We're all the part of that. So when we begin to taste that, to know that, it's very difficult to hurt someone else, to be mean to someone, because there isn't a someone else. That someone else is me. We're sharing the same consciousness. It's me. In the bigger sense of it. It's like, and when you begin to taste it, you can see it. You can see it in everyone or as everyone. You see the sparkle. You see the spark, it's there. And it's in the eyes. It's in everything. It's in every cell, and but when it shines through, oh my God, it's like, oh yes, there it is. It's like, there you are, there I am. it's shared. So being present is so much more than knowing that I'm chewing my food. It's so much more than witnessing that I'm chewing my food or, but it is chewing the food is occurring within consciousness. And I know it, and that's what I am.